Breaking down Zeki Celik to Manchester United. Everything you need to know about the transfer inquiry. Welcome back to United Daily Updates, your most trusted source for Manchester United transfer news and analysis. If you are watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. We bring you breaking transfer news, tactical breakdowns, and honest analysis that you will not find anywhere else. We do not spread fake rumors or clickbait headlines. We give you the real information based on reliable sources. Today we need to talk about a transfer story that has just broken. Manchester United have made an inquiry for Zeki Celik, the Roma right-back who is currently in the final year of his contract. This is a big story because it tells us a lot about what Ruben Amorim wants to do with his squad and where he thinks United needs strengthening. But who is Zeki Celik? Why are Manchester United interested in him? How would he fit into Amorim's system? And why are 4 other massive Premier League clubs also chasing him? These are the questions I am going to answer in detail today. So let me take you through everything you need to know about Zeki Celik, break down his playing style, explain how he would fit at Manchester United tactically, tell you about the competition from other clubs, and give you my honest opinion on whether this would be a good signing for United. This is going to be comprehensive, detailed, and it will give you the full picture on this potential transfer. Who is Zeki Celik? Let me start by introducing you to Zeki Celik for those who might not know much about him. Because this is not a household name like some of the players United have been linked with in the past. The basic background. Zeki Celik is a 28-year-old Turkish international defender who currently plays for Roma in Serie A. He was born in France but represents Turkey at international level because of his family heritage. Celik started his professional career in France with Istres before moving to Lille in 2018. He spent 4 successful years at Lille, including being part of the team that won the Ligue 1 title in 2021. That was a massive achievement, as Lille beat Paris Saint-Germain to the championship. In 2022, Celik made the move to Roma in Italy. He joined the club that had just won the Europa Conference League under Jose Mourinho. The move to Roma was a step up for Celik, giving him the chance to play in one of Europe's top leagues and compete in the Champions League. So this is a player with good experience. He has won a league title. He has played in big matches. He has experience in multiple countries and leagues. That kind of background is valuable. His current situation at Roma. Right now, Celik is in an interesting situation at Roma. He is in the final year of his contract, which means he can leave on a free transfer next summer if he does not sign a new deal. This puts Roma in a difficult position. They either need to convince Celik to sign a new contract, or they need to sell him in January to get some money rather than losing him for free. That is why so many clubs are circling right now. They know Celik might be available for a reasonable price or even on a free transfer. Roma are currently top of Serie A under their new manager Gian Piero Gasperini. They are having a great season and Celik has been an important part of that. He has been playing regularly and performing well. But the contract situation creates uncertainty. Does Celik want to stay at Roma and sign a new deal? Or does he want a new challenge, maybe in the Premier League? That is the big question right now. International experience with Turkey. Celik is also a regular for the Turkish national team. He has been capped over 50 times for Turkey and was part of their squad at Euro 2024. Playing international football at a high level is important because it shows Celik can handle pressure and perform on big stages. International football is different from club football. The intensity is higher, the scrutiny is greater, and you are representing your entire country. The fact that Celik has been a consistent performer for Turkey tells us he has the mentality and quality to succeed at the highest level. This is not someone who only looks good in a weaker league. He has proven himself internationally as well. His evolution this season. One of the most interesting things about the Celik story is how his form has evolved over 2025. At the start of the year, towards the end of the January transfer window, the only club seriously interested in him was Fulham. That tells you he was not considered a top-level player at that point. Fulham are a decent Premier League club, but they are not competing for titles or Champions League places. So Celik being linked with Fulham suggested he was seen as a mid-table level player. But then something changed. Under Roma's previous manager Claudio Ranieri, Celik's form improved significantly in the second half of last season. He started playing better, showing more confidence, and contributing more to the team. That improvement has continued this season under Gasperini. Celik has been one of Roma's best performers as they have climbed to the top of Serie A. His performances have been so good that he is now attracting interest from the very biggest Premier League clubs. Going from Fulham interest to Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea interest in less than a year is remarkable. It shows Celik has developed significantly and raised his level to compete at the very top. Why Manchester United are interested. Now let me explain why Manchester United specifically are interested in Zeki Celik. What do they see in him? What problem would he solve? Ruben Amorim wants right-side reinforcement. The main reason United are looking at Celik is because Ruben Amorim wants to strengthen the right side of his defense. This has been widely reported. Amorim is not happy with his current options on the right and wants to bring in someone who fits his system better. In Amorim's 3-4-3 formation, the right-sided positions are crucial. You need a right centre-back who is comfortable in a back three. And you need a right wing-back who can defend but also get forward and contribute in attack. United's current options on the right include Nasser Mazraoui, who has been playing as the right centre-back. There is also Amad Diallo who has been used as the right wing-back, though he is naturally more of an attacker than a defender. Amorim clearly feels he needs more and better options on that right side. He wants players who are specifically suited to playing in a back three and in the wing-back role. That is where Celik comes in. Experience in a back three system. One huge advantage Celik has is that he is already playing in a back three system at Roma. Just like United, Roma use a version of the 3-4-2-1 formation. So Celik would not need to learn a completely new system if he joined United. This is really important. One of the challenges Amorim has faced at United is getting players to adapt to his 3-4-3 formation. Many of United's current players are more used to playing in a back four. The transition has not been smooth for everyone. Celik already understands how to play in a back three. He knows the positioning, the responsibilities, the movements. He could slot straight into United's system without a huge learning curve. That makes him an attractive option. Versatility to play multiple positions. Another reason United are interested is Celik's versatility. He can play in multiple positions across that right side of the pitch. Celik originally joined Roma as a right back, so he is comfortable playing as a right wing back. He can defend, he can get forward, he understands the demands of that position. But more recently, Celik has been playing on the right side of Roma's back three. He has adapted to playing as a right-sided centre-back. And according to reports, some of his best performances this year have come in that position. This versatility is gold dust for a manager like Amorim. It means you are signing one player who can cover two different positions. If United have injuries or need to rotate, Celik can play as the right centre-back or as the right wing-back. That flexibility is extremely valuable. Available for a good price. The financial aspect is also important. Because Celik is in the final year of his contract, he will not cost a huge transfer fee. Roma either have to sell him cheap in January or lose him for free in the summer. This means United could potentially sign a player who has been performing at a high level in Serie A for a very reasonable price. Maybe 10 or 15 million pounds. Maybe even less if they negotiate well. In today's transfer market, where average players cost 30 or 40 million pounds, getting someone of Celik's quality and experience for a fraction of that price would be good business. United need to be smart in the transfer market. They cannot keep spending massive fees on every player. Finding value deals like Celik could be as how successful clubs operate. Age and experience balance. At 28 years old, Celik is at a good age. He is experienced enough to handle the pressure of playing for Manchester United. He has been through big matches and big moments in his career. But he is also still young enough to have several good years ahead of him. This is the sweet spot for signing players. You do not want someone who is 32 or 33 and declining. But you also do not want someone who is 20 and still developing. A 28-year-old in his prime is perfect. Celik can come in and contribute immediately while also being part of the squad for the next 4 or 5 years. That makes him a sensible signing rather than a short-term fix. How Celik would fit tactically at United. Now let me break down the tactical side in detail. How exactly would Zeki Celik fit into Ruben Amorim's Manchester United team? Option 1. Right-sided centre-back. The first way Celik could be used is as the right-sided centre-back in Amorim's back three. This is where he has been playing most recently at Roma and where he has been performing best. In this position, Celik would line up alongside two other centre-backs. At United, that would probably be Matthijs de Ligt in the middle and Luke Shaw on the left. Or it could be Lainery Euro in the middle. The exact combination would depend on form and fitness. As the right-sided centre-back, Celik's main jobs would be defending the right channel, covering for the right wing-back when they push forward, and helping to build attacks from the back by playing passes out from defence. Celik is comfortable on the ball, which is important in Amorim's system. The centre-backs need to be able to pass accurately and progress the ball forward. Celik can do that. He is not just a defender who kicks the ball long. He can play football. The one concern might be pace. Playing as a centre-back in a back three requires good recovery speed because you are often defending in large spaces. If an attacker runs in behind, you need to be able to chase them down. Celik is not the quickest player, so that could be a potential weakness. But his positional sense is good, which helps compensate for not being rapid. Smart defenders who read the game well do not need to be the fastest because they are always in the right place at the right time. Option 2. Right wing back. The second way Celik could be used is as the right wing back. This was his original position and he has played there plenty of times in his career. As a wing back in Amorim's system, Celik would have a demanding role. He would need to defend when United do not have the ball, getting back to help the three centre-backs. But when United have possession, he would need to push high up the pitch and act almost like a winger. The wing-backs in Amorim's system are absolutely crucial. They provide the width in attack. They stretch the opposition. They deliver crosses. They create overloads. If the wing-backs do not perform their role properly, the whole system falls apart. Celik can definitely do the defensive side of being a wing-back. He is a solid defender with good positioning and tackling. The question is whether he can provide enough going forward. According to the reports, Celik is not the best for goal contributions. He does not score many goals or get many assists. This is a potential concern because ideally you want your wing-backs to chip in with goals and assists regularly. However, the reports also say Celik has been getting more used to breaking forward recently at Roma. So maybe this is an area of his game that is developing. If he continues to improve his attacking output, he could become a complete wing-back. Comparison to Nasser Mazraoui. The report mentions that Amorim has used Nasser Mazraoui as a converted full-back playing as a right-sided centre-back. Celik could follow a similar path. Mazraoui is a natural right-back who has adapted to playing in Amorim's back three. He has done okay in that role, though he has not been spectacular. There have been moments where his lack of experience as a centre-back has shown. Celik is in a similar situation. He is primarily a right-back who has been learning to play as a centre-back. The difference is that Celik has been doing this for longer at Roma, so he might be more comfortable in the position than Mazraoui. If Celik joins United, he could compete with Mazraoui for that right centre-back spot. Or one could play as the right centre-back and the other as the right wing-back. The competition would be healthy and would give Amorim options. Where he fits best. Based on everything we know, I think Celik's best position for Manchester United would be as the right-sided centre-back. That is where he has been performing best recently at Roma. That is where his strengths are most suited. Playing as a centre-back allows Celik to use his defensive abilities, his positioning, his experience. He does not have to worry as much about providing goals and assists. He can focus on being solid defensively and helping United keep clean sheets. The right wing-back position might be a secondary option for Celik. He can cover there if needed, especially if United have injuries. But I do not think that would be his main role. So if United sign Celik, I expect he would primarily compete with Mazraoui and Euro for one of the three centre-back spots, specifically the right-sided one. The competition from other clubs. Now let me talk about the competition Manchester United face for Celik's signature. Because United are not the only club interested. In fact, there are 4 other massive Premier League clubs also chasing him. Liverpool are interested. Liverpool have made an inquiry for Celik. This makes sense because Liverpool also need defensive reinforcements and they also use a system with attacking full-backs. Trent Alexander-Arnold's future at Liverpool is uncertain. He is in the final year of his contract and has been linked with Real Madrid. If Alexander-Arnold leaves, Liverpool will need a replacement at right-back. Celik could be that replacement. He has the experience and quality to play for a top club like Liverpool. And working under a manager like Arne Slot could help him develop even further. Liverpool are also in the Champions League and competing for trophies. That might be attractive to Celik compared to United, who are currently struggling and not in Europe's top competition. Manchester City want him too. Manchester City are another club interested in Celik. City are always looking for quality defenders who can play out from the back, and Celik fits that profile. Kyle Walker is getting older and his performances have declined this season. City need to start planning for life after Walker. Celik could be part of that plan. City also have the advantage of being the most successful club in England right now. They have won multiple Premier League titles. They have Pep Guardiola as manager. For many players, City are the most attractive destination in the Premier League. If City make a serious push for Celik, they would be tough competition for United to overcome. Arsenal are in the mix. Arsenal have also inquired about Celik. This is interesting because Arsenal already have some good right-backs, including Ben White and Takahiro Tomiyasu. But Arsenal are competing for the Premier League title and Champions League. They need squad depth. Bringing in someone like Celik would give them more options and allow for rotation. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta have become one of the best teams in the country. Playing for Arsenal means competing for major trophies. That could appeal to Celik more than joining a United team that is currently in transition. Chelsea are also monitoring. Finally, Chelsea are the 5th Premier League club interested in Celik. Chelsea are always active in the transfer market and are constantly looking to add to their massive squad. Reece James has had persistent injury problems. Chelsea need reliable defensive options. Celik could provide that reliability and experience. Chelsea have money to spend and are willing to pay big wages. If they really want Celik, they have the financial power to make it happen. How United can win this race? With 5 major Premier League clubs interested in Celik, how can Manchester United win this transfer race? What advantages do they have? First, United can offer Celik the chance to be a guaranteed starter. At City or Liverpool, he might have to compete harder for his place. At United, given the current lack of quality in defence, Celik would probably start most games. Second, United can offer good wages. They might not be able to match City's spending power, but United still have financial muscle and can offer a very attractive contract. Third, working with Ruben Amorim could be appealing. Amorim is seen as one of the top young managers in Europe. Playing in his system at Roma has helped Celik's career. Continuing to work in a similar system at United could be attractive. Fourth, United remain one of the biggest clubs in the world. The history, the tradition, the global fan base. For many players, the chance to play for Manchester United is still a dream, even if the team is not currently at its best. But United also have disadvantages. They are not in the Champions League. They are not competing for the title. They are a team in transition with an uncertain future. These factors might make United less attractive than Liverpool, City, or Arsenal. Would this be a good signing for United? Now let me give you my honest opinion. Would signing Zeki Celik be a good move for Manchester United? The positives. There are definitely some positives to this potential transfer. First, Celik has experience and quality. He is playing well for a top Serie A team. He has proven he can perform at a high level. Second, he already plays in a back 3 system, so the adaptation would be easier than for some other targets. He understands the tactical requirements of Amorim's formation. Third, his versatility is valuable. Being able to play as a centre-back or a wing-back gives Amorim options and helps with squad depth. Fourth, the price should be reasonable given his contract situation. United need to find value in the transfer market, and Celik represents good value. Fifth, at 28, he is in his prime. United would be getting a player who can contribute immediately while still having several good years ahead of him. The concerns. However, there are also some concerns. First, Celik is not a spectacular player. He is solid and reliable, but he is not going to transform United into title contenders. He is more of a squad improvement than a game changer. Second, his lack of attacking output when playing as a wing-back could be a problem. Amorim needs his wing-backs to create chances and contribute goals. If Celik plays there, United might lack threat from that position. Third, there are questions about whether he is quick enough to play in the Premier League. Serie A is a slower, more tactical league. The Premier League is faster and more intense. Can Celik adapt to that? Fourth, if United are going to spend money in January, is a 28-year-old right-back really the priority? Some would argue United need a striker or a creative midfielder more urgently than defensive reinforcements. My verdict. My honest take is that Celik would be a decent signing but not an exciting one. He would improve the squad depth and give Amorim more options on the right side. But he would not be a transformative signing that changes United's season. If United can get him cheap, say for £10 million or less, then it makes sense. At that price, he represents good value and low risk. If he works out, great. If not, you have not wasted much money. But if Roma want £20 or £25 million for him, I would question whether that is the best use of United's limited budget. There might be better options available for that kind of money. The other factor is competition from other clubs. If Liverpool or City really want Celik, they will probably beat United to his signature. United might end up missing out even if they are interested. Overall, I would rate this as a sensible but unspectacular potential signing. It is the kind of move that makes sense for squad building, but do not expect Celik to be the saviour of Manchester United's season. What happens next? So what can we expect to happen next in the Celik transfer saga? Let me give you my predictions. January decision time. The key moment will be in January. Roma need to decide whether to sell Celik or risk losing him for free in the summer. And Celik needs to decide whether he wants to stay at Roma or move to the Premier League. If Celik decides he wants to leave, and if Roma are willing to sell, then January could see a lot of activity around this transfer. The 5 interested Premier League clubs will all make their pitches and try to convince him to join them. If Celik decides to stay at Roma and sign a new contract, then this whole story goes away and United will have to look elsewhere for reinforcements. United have other targets. Even if United are interested in Celik, he is definitely not their only target for strengthening the defence. They will be looking at multiple options and weighing up the pros and cons of each one. United need to be smart in the January window. They cannot buy everyone, so they need to prioritise. Is right back or right centre back really the most urgent position to strengthen? Or should they focus elsewhere? My guess is that United will also be looking at striker options given the injuries to Sesko and Cunha. That might take priority over defensive reinforcements. Celik might not come to England. It is also possible that Celik does not end up in the Premier League at all. Maybe he signs a new contract with Roma. Maybe he moves to another club in Italy or elsewhere in Europe. Just because 5 Premier League clubs have inquired does not mean a transfer is certain. Inquiries are just the first step. Actually completing a transfer is much more complicated. So United fans should not get too excited or too worried about the Celik situation. This is still very early stages. Anything could happen. Wrapping up. Thank you so much for reading this complete breakdown of the Zeki Celik to Manchester United transfer story. I have given you all the information you need about who he is, why United are interested, how he would fit tactically, and what the competition looks like. Make sure you subscribe to United Daily Updates on YouTube if you have not already. We are your most trusted source for Manchester United transfer news and analysis. We break down every rumour, every target, every tactical consideration so you understand exactly what is happening. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We will bring you all the latest updates on the Celik situation as it develops, plus coverage of all United's other transfer targets and news. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Would you like United to sign Zeki Celik? Do you think he is good enough for Manchester United? Where should United prioritise strengthening in January? I love hearing your opinions. The January transfer window is coming soon and it is going to be massive for Manchester United. Ruben Amorim needs reinforcements. The squad needs improving. Decisions need to be made about which players to target and which positions to strengthen. Celik is one name on the list, but there will be many others. We will be here covering every development, bringing you the inside information, and giving you honest analysis of whether these transfers make sense. This is United Daily Updates, your most trusted source for everything Manchester United. Thank you for reading, and we will see you in the next one.